Hi, Larry. Hi, Mariska. Where are you guys?
Hey, good morning.
Hey, Claude. We're in Kauai.
Smile when you say that. Prove it to me. Look at that. You should be ashamed. Why? Let me show you where. Wait a second. Oh my gosh, that looks beautiful.
Yeah, it's a slice of paradise.
Really? Here, wait. Let me show you what Winter Park, Colorado looks like outside.
Oh my.
Oh, at least you got sunshine there.
Yeah,
That's
you
nice.
got sunshine.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful. It's really beautiful right now. I mean, if you like running in 10 below zero at 8 in the morning and things like
Yeah.
that. So what are you doing in Hawaii? Why are you in Hawaii? You guys really live in, well, you live part of the year in Seattle and you go part of the year to Hawaii, right? Or Kauai.
Kauai, yeah.
Kauai is our favorite place to go, and we have been accumulating timeshare weeks here. So we're like just it's the only place we go anymore. Although we occasionally get to California, so maybe we'll come down and see you sometime when you're in California.
Anytime, San Diego or Colorado or New York if you want. I have a great little place that my daughter uses in New York City. Let's tell the folks, how did you get here? How did you have this wonderful lifestyle? What are you you're doing something in real estate, which I know, and I'm kind of being devil's advocate here. Tell us about one or two of your deals. Share with us how you did it and how you learned, what you made, and how you went about going about it.
Sure. Tell them about the one we're working on right now.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we've got a deal that we're working on right now. Actually, an investor had contacted us via our website a couple months ago, and he'd been trying to rent a property in our hometown, actually, and had, for some reason, been contacted by somebody on the East Coast. We live in the Seattle area, and he thought this lease option thing sounded interesting, but he thought, gosh, I wonder if there's anybody locally that I could work with. So he did a little search and he found our website and he contacted me.
What is your website, by the way? Why don't you just state it?
Yes, our website is leaseoptionseattle.com.
And I'm just going to jump in here. Larry, you have a really strong background in photography, cinematography, and you guys have one of the slickest, most high-quality videos and introduction. I'm really serious. It really is excellent what you have done with that web page. That is really you have set the bar much higher with using video on your web page, because I think we're in a video culture. When I first started in real estate, we wrote these long articles. And I think people want to see more video about the property, about the people doing the deals and stuff like that. So bravo to you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. There's a lot of good examples out there. I mean, we borrow freely from other people, but we tried to make it us.
Tell us about that. Thank you. Tell us about that deal you're working on.
Well, the first deal, actually, we did a deal with him first that was just a cooperative lease option. He wanted to rent the property, and he was actually the rent actually didn't quite warrant the mortgage that he had, so he was subsidizing the mortgage a little bit. But we were able to get a $5,000 option fee out of it. The prospective tenant buyer, was just thrilled to finally be able to be in a home of their own.
You said the word subsidize the mortgage. Explain to people what that means when you say that.
His mortgage, yeah, certainly. His mortgage was around $1,900 a month.
Okay.
And the rent in that area, we were able to get $1,650.
So you got him to actually drop it to make it more marketable.
Exactly. Yeah. It just the market just would not bear $1,900 a month to completely cover his note. But the investor was thrilled to at least have somebody paying the lion's share of his mortgage.
So the myth that you have to get that a lot of sellers have to get what they're paying, their PITI, principal, interest, taxes, insurance, their mortgage and interest payments. The myth that they think that they have to get that back is a myth. You can negotiate that for them to subsidize it, lower it, and make it more marketable.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And I mean, the seller, the owner of the property, he's, in the meantime, he's still getting the tax benefits. So that helps as well. But yeah, he was thrilled to just, have his property taken care of by a good prospective tenant buyer. And, he's happy.
So how did you make money?
I'm sorry?
How did you make money on this deal?
we made money from the option fee that was paid by the tenant buyer.
Okay.
So they put down a non-refundable option fee. We actually took out part of it in a note, so we'll be getting payments over the next couple of months. But so that basically locks her in to the pre-negotiated purchase price, and she'll be able to finance the house in a couple of years. And she's actually working with a what would you call it, a credit union, or somebody who's helping her, kind of guiding
financial
her.
planner.
Financial planner.
Good. So you also bring in a mortgage lender or a credit advisor or somebody to help the tenant buyer so that they do have a plan to buy the home in 1, 2, 3 years.
Exactly. Yeah.
Larry, what were you going to say before?
Oh, and Carolyn is just thrilled that she's living in a home that she's planning on buying, and she, matter of fact, the very first day that she moved in, she goes, "Oh, I'm going to paint here, and I'm going to, and with approval, of course, I'm going to do this and this and this," and she's just like, praise the Lord, she's
really excited.
She's really excited about it.
And great.
Yeah. So anyway, that deal, that was great. But then, as soon as that deal was wrapped up, the investor contacted us and said, "Hey, I've got another property." And if you don't mind, I'll just give you a little background on this investor. He had been buying properties in, starting from around 1999, 2000, and basically had just been buying properties and turning around and flipping them in a few weeks, because you could do that back then. And so that was just kind of his deal with some other investors. Then in 2007, he got caught. And suddenly he had all of these properties, and the values were not going up, they were going down. And so he ended up reluctantly becoming a landlord. And so he had, when he contacted us, he had about 14 properties, and they were, being rented. And he said, if this works, I'd like to work with you. So as soon as this first deal with him was wrapped up, he contacted us and said, "Hey, I've got another house. The folks just moved out. We're doing some repairs on it, and would you be willing to help me with another lease option?"
I'm sorry, Larry.
Oh, and so we basically took over from there. As far as there was still some work to be done on, Mariska made this incredible offer, and I was at the time thinking, "Oh, he's never going to take that." That's but he's in a situation where he really just wants to kind of get out from under it and not have the day-to-day maintenance things that we're going to be taking care of. And so we're actually sandwich leasing this one. And
tell folks what sandwich leasing is.
Well, basically, we have a lease option with the owner, and so he said he put a lot of money into it, so he wanted to have a little bit more of a deposit. So we gave him $2,500 as a lease option deposit.
Okay.
And we were able to negotiate. He originally wanted $1,650 for the rent, and we were able to negotiate $1,350. And this property, we put in probably $2,500 of cleanup and paint. Not a lot. And this property will easily rent for $1,750. We could probably get $1,850, maybe $1,900 on it on a lease option. So
what is that, $400 or $500 a month?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad.
And how long is your lease?
Term.
How long is your lease
5 years
for?
Option term.
5 years with option terms. How about the you put I think you said $2,500 down, and you also put some money into the deal. How did you recoup that capital investment?
Well, we haven't turned it around yet because there's still a little bit of cleanup left to do, but we should be able to get a tenant buyer in there for at least a $10,000 option fee. So that will completely pay for the option fee that we paid, plus it'll pay for our costs and put a few $1,000s in our pocket.
Now wait a minute. You don't own this property. You're not paying the taxes, the insurance, the homeowner fees, the principal and interest payments.
Isn't that sweet?
Isn't that a great deal?
How do you sleep at night?
Well, last night we were listening to the ocean, and we slept quite well.
I think our client is sleeping quite well because he trusts us, and he knows that we're going to take care of the property. We're going to get people know they're going to take care of the property because we've got considerable vested interest as well too. You know, we put in, you know, Marcia's kind of downplaying what we've done. We put in granite counter in the bathroom, and we did what's called miracle method in the bathroom and shower, which basically makes it look
brand new.
Brand new. We completely put in all new blinds, new designer neutral colors, and the nice
new
wide baseboard, and new fans, bathroom fan, and just a lot of little things that really dress up the place.
It's a 1950s house that looked like it hadn't had updating since about the 1950s.
So you put a little hands-on Home Depot TLC into this property.
Absolutely. And before we picked it up, the investor had actually put in all new floors. So that was nice. So high-end laminate flooring and then tile in the bathroom and kitchen.
So if the tenant buys the property, let's say in a year or two,
Yep.
what do you stand to make? You stand to make $10,000 up front. You're going to make $400 or $500 a month. That's $6,000 a year. Okay, if it's $500 a month times 12 months, and if they buy it at the end, what do you stand to gross at the end of the property when they exercise the option?
About $35,000.
How do you sleep at night? This is crazy. Oh my gosh! And so you're really embracing the logic of using an option where where you're controlling a capital asset, somebody else's property, who has a problem, who doesn't understand modern marketing, and you guys have specialized knowledge in this niche area of lease purchasing, and you're utilizing it. You did brilliantly on your marketing on your webpage. You have established a really great relationship with an investor owner who owns multiple properties, and they just keep giving you, this one person keeps feeding you more and more properties. Why doesn't he do it himself? I got to beg, it's begging the question, why doesn't he just do what you're doing then?
Couple things. He doesn't have the time, and he's a great smart guy, but I don't think he has the knowledge, and basically he just wants to make it as simple as possible for himself, and we're making it simple for him, you know. So,
and his wife told him, I want you to get rid of those properties.
Okay, so I kind of see you guys as not only doing your own deals with other people's properties, but you're also almost like a consultant, if you will. You're going to people, say, hey, we're investors, we're entitled to make money. This is the knowledge we have, the team we have, and this is what I can do. And you can say yes or you can say no. We have to make a profit too. We're not ashamed of that. And your problems are over, and you and your wife don't have to worry about this property, and we'll take care of it, and then we'll go to Hawaii and forget about it too.
Yeah. Well, and the beauty is we've actually been doing calls and working on some deals while we're here as well too. So maybe an hour a day sort of thing. We've been following up with people, and
I just made an offer last night.
Really?
Yeah.
You mean you're using the internet, the cell phone, the Skype like we're using right now?
Yep.
Isn't that amazing how you can talk to people? I have a client in Australia, and years ago it was so hard to send people internationally gifts. Yeah. I went on Skype. I made a phone call. It cost me about 5 cents. I got a gift basket company in Melbourne, gave them my credit card. It worked, and boom, it was all done right over Skype without any hassle or anything. So you're using the technology also. I got to ask you this question. Do you feel as you're doing this, do you feel you're learning more and you're becoming more confident as you're doing this?
Oh, wow, yeah.
Oh, absolutely. And it's really just how do you sleep at night? We actually we have a lot of fun with it, and we get a really warm feeling from knowing that our client is really trusting us and respecting us, and we're getting people into properties that they may not be able to afford or buy, and so it's a win-win situation for everybody, And
it's not, there are some people who, maybe are going to be leery of it and they don't want to work with us, and that's fine. That's absolutely fine. There's plenty of people out there who want and need our help and who want to work with us, and we're happy to work with them. And so, if it's not right for them, for some people, then that's fine. We wish them the best of luck in their sale, and
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
We employ the guts sales method a lot too, and
you read my mind. You guys are so outgoing, and you're too damn happy. I'm sorry. And you're so confident and outgoing. And do you feel that we did a lot of role playing? I mean, hours of asking questions and taping and role. Do you feel that helped you a little bit? That gave you that so you could get into better dialogues with people?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely, without a doubt. I mean, it.
Rather than just trying to dump on them and give them this great big sales pitch that turns most people off anyway, we ask questions and we find their pain and
Yeah.
work with them that way.
So when you get someone on the phone, you don't sound like a goofy salesperson. It slices, it dices. The price goes up on Friday. Act now, But wait, there's more. You kind of get in a nice, mature, adult to adult dialogue. You ask them questions. You find their motivation, their needs, and then you offer multiple solutions, or just say, "Hey, it's over, guys."
Yeah. Well, one of the first things I do with people, is I say, look, I don't know if I can help you or not, but if you don't mind, I'll just ask you a few questions and we'll just kind of talk about it and see if we can find a solution to your problem. And it's just amazing how that completely changes the whole, relationship or the dynamic there.
Yeah, because what happens when people get a quote-unquote over-salesy kind of person on the phone or in person?
Yeah, they shut down. They don't want to give you information. They feel like they need to be really guarded, with what they tell you. When you tell them, look, I don't know if I can help you, and I'm not gonna try to shove something down your throat that you're not interested in. It just really, kind of makes them relax and go, okay, well, maybe I should see.
And sometimes they start like, wait, don't cut the phone yet. I want to talk to you.
Sometimes they'll tell us way more information than we want or need to know, but that's all good too, because sometimes they've got a lot of pent up emotion, around a property and around a situation, and they do kind of need to vent.
Is that good when you find a strong emotion?
In
a situation?
Yeah.
You know how to turn that to your advantage, don't you?
Yep. Yeah.
It's all about helping people.
I got a loaded question here. What do you see in the future for you guys?
Wow. More time here. Gosh, I don't know. I mean, the industry, the more the industry changes, it seems like the more it stays the same. I remember my dad was a builder back in the 70s and 80s, and, I was just a kid then, so I don't really remember, but he was doing a lot of creative financing back then because interest rates were, 18%. And so it seems like there's not a whole lot of different ways to do this business, but they keep kind of changing as time goes on. So we're just gonna stay in there and stay on top of the trends and just keep talking to people and seeing how we can help. And if we need to, alter things a little bit as time goes by, that's fine,
Do you see yourself doing more of the consulting aspect of this as you become more knowledgeable, more comfortable? Do you see like deals that you normally... There are a lot of deals out there that we can't touch. The price structure is wrong, the location, the logistics. Do you see yourself doing more of the consulting aspect that we've talked a lot about?
Well, sure. There's a lot of times where it's not a situation that we could work well with, for what we do, but we have a lot of specialized knowledge that would be valuable to someone else. So absolutely, we're quite open to that and looking forward to those opportunities.
Yeah, we had a situation several weeks back that a girl wanted to lease option a condo, and the area that she wanted to buy a condo in, it's just an area that we don't work in, and we said, here's what you need to do: just go out and look for a condo. Once you find something that you think you might want to do, then come back to us and we'll help you negotiate the deal. Well, she ended up backing out of that idea. She actually did decide she was just going to go out and rent for a while because she wasn't too sure about it. But in the whole process, we've made a friend with her, and she's on our buyers list, and she's keeping in contact with us. And so then if we ever have a property that's going to be more really what she really wants, then she gets a little email from us saying, well, we've got this house here and in West Seattle or wherever, and she's going to be on that list to get those as well too. So but that is something too that just the consulting with people, that's something that people are willing to pay a little bit of money for as well too, because they know you've got specialized knowledge and
absolutely, and that's great. Hey, why not? Hey, listen, I'm going to let you guys go back to your beach or surfing or your what do you call those parties, those luau's and things like that?
Yeah.
See that? Look how pretty. That's so manicured. That's so pretty back there.
Like we never get tired of this view. This is our second time here this year, and it's just like we love this view. It's just
there's somebody in South Dakota right now in a snowstorm.
Yep.
Give us a call. Lease Option Seattle.
I'm going to ask one last question before we go. Do you think you're special? You're specially endowed with a lot of advantages or anything like that?
My wife is very special.
Of course, that's a given. But I mean, in doing this business, do you think anyone could do this? Is what I'm leading up to.
Anybody could do this. I think fear kind of keeps some people back, and they just need to jump in with both feet and.
Fear kept us back for a long time. I mean, we wanted to get into real estate for the longest time. And our first property was actually a house that we used to live in. And we turned around, and that was kind of a safe way to put our foot in the water. But yeah, fear keeps a lot of people back, and it kept us back for a long time. But boy, once you jump in and you just find, people are people. And if you can help somebody solve a problem, it's a really great feeling, and they really appreciate it.
If anyone in the Washington area wants to contact you to do a deal or something like that, is there what's the best way to get hold of you?
Best way is probably our website.
Okay.
We've got a contact form there, and info at Lease Option Seattle is probably the best way.
So leaseoptionseattle.com, right?
Yeah. Right.
Yep.
Hey, Larry, Mariska, thank you so much. This was a lot of fun. Thanks for sharing your beautiful place in Hawaii and your adventures in real estate and everything like that.
Oh, thanks, Claude. We're always happy to chat with you.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Claude.